little gift from Safari. Great little switch. Pretty excited to chuck this in the car as well, so it should be good. Safari are over in Queensland from memory, and they do some awesome products. A lot of their stuff just seems like it's from this century rather than the same stuff we've been using in a four-wheel drives for, you know, years and years and years. So we'll get this out. So this is a much more modern switch than what you'd normally find. It's actually a touch switch. So it's really, really cool. I'm excited to chuck that in. We're going to flush mount that in the back, on the back pillar near the back boot, which is quite a popular location for it. They actually customize the laser etching on the switches, and they're touch switches. So you don't actually click the switch, you just touch it. And they're also dimmable as well. So you touch and then hold, and then touch and then hold, and it'll dim up and down. Wiring really couldn't be much more simple than what they do with this switch. So I'll chuck this on here. I've got a template for cutting out as well, which is cool. It's quite handy for cutting that out. Obviously it hasn't got a massive border around the edge, so you probably want to get that cut out quite nice. Awesome little switch and plug as well. So you can see on there, 26 to 14 AWG, 15 amp plug. So the outlets on this switch, I'll quickly say, the top left is the 8 amp switch, and then each of the other three switches are 2 amp each. So you can, if your loads are under those amounts, so under 8 for this top corner one and under 2 for the other ones, then you can run the power to the switch and out to the lights, LED lights or whatever you're doing. But for us in particular, this top left one is going to be a compressor switch, so it's going to turn the compressor on and off. We're going to run a relay obviously set up for that one, and then our rear lights are all 1 amp each. So our 2 side lights under the rack and our rear lights that are in the boot when the boot's open on the Patrol, they're all going to be fine to run off straight through the switch. Wiring wise, pretty simple. That clicks in, clicks out. You can see in here that you just pass the cables in, tighten them up, and then they got a nice positive contact in there with the pins on the back of the switch. The spring-loaded clips hold the switch in, so that just pushes against the mounting plate and holds that in place, so it's pretty cool. And then I'll just zoom in to our wiring. So you've got your earth and your positive in. So this particular switch actually switches the negative cables instead of switching the positive. So you'll have your positives running straight to your items, so your lights. So say we've got an LED light, for instance, we'll run positive straight to the light and the negative will come through the switch. And the switch will dim and switch the negative cables. Cool, all right, we'll get that ready to chuck in the car, and I'll show you a shot once we've got it mounted in there. Little section cut out, so we just use the template. Oops. We just use the templates. And we've got the razor blade, chopped it out, easy enough. So a little bit has a red dust in there. Cool, so we should be able to pop that in there. Squeezing the clips, back clips together, and you can see that they pop in the back there. I did have a mount that I was quite close to, but so I wanted to try and keep it as even as I could to this height on this side, which was actually just down a little bit, but obviously coming down I'd run into this clip. So I've moved it up probably 1 centimeter, give or take, and I'm pretty happy with how that looks. It'll pull a little bit flush in a minute and we'll get some wiring done.
A few moments later.
This one's all done, so